top 20 meeting between Edmond Ruth, who's making some noise as he squares off against Bailee O'Reilly, the senior.
Yeah, that was a really important win for Minnesota at 165. Matching the win for Illinois at 157. And now you don't sleep on Bailee O'Reilly. He's going to get out there and go just like Carlson did. Edmond Ruth, like we said, big win streak. Almost impossible to take down, but what O'Reilly wants to do is get in a scramble. He wants to put himself in a wrestling position because he's confident that he can come out with a score. But nice job right there, and immediate. I talk about how, I mean, that's something that most people cannot do. I mean, Edmond Ruth has those matches that are, you know, 2-1, 3-1, because he's so hard to take down. Riley in on that low single, catches the far ankle, gets the 2-point takedown.
Well, Edmond Ruth, 11 of his matches have been decided by 2 points or less, so he reminds me of a 174-pound version of that of Michigan's Will Lewan at 157.
That's a good observation, and he does have great position. Edmond Ruth does, but like I said, you do not sleep on Bailee O'Reilly, and he's only inspired by Carlson's performance, his teammates' performance. You say, all right, Carlson might not have been favored against Bronicle. I'm not favored against Edmond Ruth. The best way to go out there and change that is get a fast start, just like O'Reilly did. And here's the fast start right here as he comes in on that low ankle and immediately catches the far ankle. 2 points, works his way up.
Here we go.
Bailee O'Reilly 2 seasons ago, an NCAA qualifier for the Golden Gophers at 174. He is one of the leaders in that Golden Gopher wrestling room, according to head coach Brandon Eggum.
Nice job of dropping back down into the crotch, driving through. Now he's over a minute riding time. He puts about 30 seconds on here. Big advantage in the strategy of the meet from now on. He gets to dictate kind of the strategy that he wants to use. Warning.
Stalling bottom man.
Well, warning for Edmond Ruth. Bailee O'Reilly setting such a fast pace. He's trying to take it right to the number 10 ranked Edmond Ruth. This was football terms. Defensively, you would say that Bailee O'Reilly has blitzed Edmond Ruth. Coming up on a minute to go in this first period. A top 20 matchup. Out of bounds they go. But Bailee O'Reilly, 12-3. He's won 3 straight since losing 2 weeks ago. What a battle he had, coming up short to Nebraska's Mikey Labriola by a 5-3 decision. I even love how the paint on the headgear is sort of gone away. Just goes to show you the physicality that Bailee O'Reilly wrestles with.
A little too soon, that's all. It's a pause. No change.
63 seconds remaining in this first period. We are even at 3 apiece. Mikey Carr with the win at 157. Cale Carlson with the win over Danny Bronicle at 165.
1-3.
And Edmond Ruth gets on the board.
Not before O'Reilly, not only the takedown, but he has a 1:42 riding time, which gives him a lot of opportunity now to dictate the strategy the rest of the way. Can't shut it down by any means, of course. You're only up 2-1, but now O'Reilly is best when he keeps it going, when he's forcing the action, moving forward, staying aggressive.
Bailee O'Reilly goes for the takedown, but Edmond Ruth holds him off. Despite the fact that this has been a significant period for Bailee O'Reilly, Edmond Ruth is only down by 1. You would figure with riding time, he's down by 2 as you head towards, you know, potentially the third period, but still, it's a very close match still.
I'd also say he's down in the eyes of the official, because O'Reilly, he gives a couple of more shots on Edmond Ruth, and right now, O'Reilly is obviously the perceived and actual aggressor.
Our State of Success is brought to you by State Farm, and Edmond Ruth. Talk about a win streak for the freshman. He has won 20 straight matches after dropping his first match of the season to Ohio State's Ethan Smith.
Set, cover red.
And his 20-match win streak is in jeopardy very much here at Maturi Pavilion, as Bailee O'Reilly has certainly come to give a tremendous account of himself. There's Mike Boyd in his second season at the helm as head coach of the Illini.
Okay.
3-time All-American, one of the best ever to wrestle for the Illini, 2-time national runner-up in his second season as the head coach. The alumni love to have their Illini as head coaches, and they have that in Mike Poeta.
Edmond Ruth and Bailee O'Reilly, we are squared up at 2
Keep those hands
apiece.
clean. Keep them out of the face, gentlemen.
Interesting that the last time that the Illini got a win here in Minnesota, 2008, Mike Poeta got a key pin at 157. That's how long ago the Illini haven't gotten a win here in Minnesota.
O'Reilly doing a nice job of controlling ties, a few snaps, looking for maybe an elbow pass. Most of all, you know, he's in a position to keep Edmond Ruth out of his own offense by controlling the ties. Look, he's got that wrist, keeping Edmond Ruth from having his own collar tie.
Edmond Ruth, a transfer from Lehigh. He's coming off a win over Dominic Solis of Maryland, 2-0 on Sunday. A massive win for him on January 6th. He defeated Iowa's Nelson Brands at Carver Hawkeye Arena. They're still even at 2 apiece with 40 seconds to go in the second period. Riding time, though, at 1:47 for the Golden Gopher in Bailee O'Reilly. O'Reilly looking to win his 4th straight. Edmond Ruth looking to extend his win streak to 21.
And if Edmond's going to extend it, he's going to have to up his attack rate, and he's not had much of one in this entire match. The attack has come from O'Reilly. The pressure has come from O'Reilly, and there has not been much of an attack at all from Edmond Ruth. He's got all the tools, but you gotta up your attack rate, especially when you're in a position like he is right now. Down on the riding time, O'Reilly getting the opportunity to choose down.
We're headed towards the 3rd period, even at 2 apiece. Edmond Ruth's brother, Ed, a 3-time NCAA national champion at Penn State, now in his 2nd year as assistant coach for the Illini.
Wait for the whistle, gentlemen. Here we go.
Yeah, you heard on our broadcast last night, Micah Parsons, who's his best. And there's locking hands on Edmond Ruth. Big mistake for Edmond Ruth. They're going to stop it. It's going to be 1 for O'Reilly, technical violation.
Locked hands.
And there's Ed Ruth, one of the best ever. Micah Parsons says he's my favorite Penn State wrestler of all times. Well, that's a good call. 3-time NCAA champion, 3rd his freshman year. One of the best ever, most dominant, tremendous cradle. He was dangerous. And right now, his brother in danger of his streak being ended because of the aggressiveness of O'Reilly and being real smart. O'Reilly now keeping good position, controlling the ties. There's the attack that, I mean, talk about tools. He just had to up the attack rate. He gets 1 attack and he gets 1 takedown. It's a pretty good percentage.
So we're even at 4 apiece, and if Edmond Ruth continues to remain on the back of O'Reilly, he will cut into that riding time.
Right. Change. Right down. Do not.
Got to know where you're at.
So we are even at 4 apiece, and you mentioned about that he has to be more offensive. When he decided to do that, he was able to get the takedown and the points.
No,
that just goes to show you the immense talent that Ruth possesses.
That's exactly right. Tremendously talented, and he knows that he needs to get a takedown one way or another, so he lets him go. Going to go to work on it now, and then he can, if he can get a takedown, he can erase the rest of that riding time.
Well, he's got 63 seconds to do so in this 3rd period. Bailee O'Reilly holding on to a 1-point lead, but he does have riding time in his favor as of this juncture.
And O'Reilly has done such a good job of attacking that there's no stall warning against him. He has that one to give. And so right now, this is about winning. This is about being smarter where you're at.
Well, it's not just physical, as you mentioned. It's about having the intelligence and the mat awareness. 5-4 the lead for Bailee O'Reilly as we approach the final 30 seconds of this 3rd period. Ruth needs something massive here.
And what he needs here.
Warning on red. Warning, we're stalling.
Okay, there's the stall warning. Next one will be 1. And even if he does get 1 right now, he would have riding time. So he's really got 1 to give right now. What a big upset brewing here for the Gophers.
Bailee O'Reilly looking to end the 20-match win streak of Edmond Ruth. And the fans rise to their feet here in the Bergland, and he does so. That's 4 straight wins for Bailee O'Reilly as he ends the 20-match win streak of the Illini's Edmond Ruth. Lucas Byrd, the All-American, taking on Jake Gliva. Byrd actually beat Gliva 8-3 in last season's duel meet.
Yeah, Lucas Byrd, what a competitor. Also a backside monster at the NCAAs. He has disappointing losses, you know, as early as the first round, comes all the way back and finishes high and two-time All-American for the Illini at this weight class. Gliva stepping in for Nagao, who has been their starter all year.
Lucas Byrd has won 8 straight, including a Tech Fall win over Maryland's Connor Quinn on Sunday. He is 19-3 this season, 3 pins, a Tech Fall, 4 major decisions. For Jake Gliva, 10-5 this season, 2 major decisions. The redshirt senior from Grove Heights, Illinois.
Yeah, we've watched Gliva before, and he's well conditioned. He's always going to come after you. It'll be tough to finish takedowns against Byrd, who keeps such great position and is on the attack all the time. Bird's one of those guys that really does like to put himself in wrestling positions and figure it out. He's real confident when he gets into any kind of scramble.
Jake Gliva, 3-time state champion in Illinois in high school. Lucas Byrd, the All-American, finished 5th at the NCAA championships last season. Back-to-back 5th place finishes. 4-time Colorado state champion in high school from Ohio is Lucas Byrd.
You know, how do you get to the point of just loving to be in wrestling positions and figure it out? I think it's the way you're brought up, the way you practice. He's from a wrestling family, Lucas Byrd, and they had a lot of fun early on. He didn't start really competing in wrestling until 6th grade, and you got to bring the fun into it. There's so many ways to do it, and you do it in, you know, when you start competing, how early you start competing in practices from a standpoint of how you spar and play wrestle and float, and just not worry too much about, you know, going a year without being taken down in practice. How, you know, let's get into position, even doing Greco and freestyle wrestling in practice, because it helps you when you're in those wrestling positions in competition to figure it out and how to score.
And if you're Lucas Byrd, you know, you had 5th place finishes at the NCAA championships. You want to continue to elevate yourself at the podium. You look at 133, obviously the cream of the crop, RBY, Roman Bravo Young of Penn State. But after that, you kind of would think that it might be wide open from 2 on down.
Yeah, it's wide open, and I'll tell you, Lucas Byrd's one of those that can't wait to wrestle Fix or RBY again. I mean, he just loves to get in and scrap, and he believes he's going to win every time he steps on the mat. Had some great matches with DeSanto from Iowa. You know, didn't come out on top, but appreciated the opportunity to get in and scrap.
And Lucas Byrd is not shy of taking on high-level competition. He pinned Iowa's Cullen Shriver on January 6th at Carver Hawkeye Arena, defeated Chris Cannon of Northwestern by 5-2 decision last Friday night. So he loves to test himself against the country's best.
Yeah, he has a let-it-fly attitude and makes wrestling a lot of fun.
Finished 3rd at the Midlands, did Lucas Byrd.
Oh, nice.
And he gets 2 points on the board.
Reversal.
Nice 2-0 edge.
Duck under and takedown for 2. Really well executed.
For Jake Gliva, we mentioned that he's starting in place of Aaron Nagao. One thing, Brandon Eggum, he loves what he has at 125, 133, and 141. Jake Bergland coming up next, but with McKee, Nagao, and Bergland as well. He said that those 3 guys are table setters and can start strong.
Yeah, great level change here. Right there, high cross, duck under, around for 2. Just a great job of letting his hips drop down and then changing his levels and coming up under and around for the 2 points. And caught Gliva there almost for 2. Not a 2 count there. Nice job of sucking back, but Gliva gets to his belly. But now Byrd's got the arm bar, far wrist. Looking to see if he can make something happen for a turn.
Because Lucas Byrd is one of the leaders on this team, Tim, do you think he's thinking, I need to get bonus points if I'm going to help my team out overall, collectively?
Right now, he just wants to dominate. I think that Byrd says, whatever happens here, I want to go out and dominate. I want to be the best I can be. And right now, that's number one on his list. And if out of that comes a major decision, you know, just that's even better. I think he's going for the fall. I think he's going for whatever he can do to dominate Gliva. And right now, Gliva, you know, staying in this match, he's got good conditioning, but the domination is not in the form of points scored right now yet.
But physically, you could tell that Lucas Byrd is doing a very good job of controlling Jake Gliva. 2-0 the advantage. Riding time 1:40 for Byrd as we enter the third period.
That's going to go down.
To your point, Ray, I mean, the only way the Illini are going to get back in there is for Byrd to lead the way with, you know, something more than a regular decision, and then for Pucino to do something great against Bergland to put themselves in a position to have an unlikely win against at 149 pounds, where they will not be favored. But right now, Byrd has to lead the way.
They got Jake Harrier and Michael Blockus. That'll be going at it at 149. That'll be our final match of the duel. Lucas Byrd, look at that mat return. Hey, Shane Sparks, look at that, my friend. Maybe that'll make the show on Monday. Big Ten Wrestling and beyond. 2-0 the advantage for Lucas Byrd.
We're good, we're good, we're good. We're good.
What I'm seeing out of Lucas Byrd, Tim, is calculated aggression.
Yeah, and Gliva's very hard to turn. Really hard to score on. And in one sense, you know, where Illinois really needs a major decision, Gliva's bringing the effort that his teammates have brought, and certainly isn't being put in that position to give up that major decision.
Still a 2-0 lead. Riding time secured. Lucas Byrd looking for his 20th win of the season. He's won 8 straight, looking to extend it to 9 straight. But Jake Gliva's had no answer whatsoever for the redshirt sophomore and Lucas Byrd. Two straight wins for Minnesota. That will likely dissipate as Lucas Byrd looks to hold on here.
No change.
But he's been in control throughout.
Yeah, he has, and Gliva in a situation where he's not been able to get any kind of offense going against the Byrd, but right now he knows that he's not going to give up back points and anything stupid right here. This is really important from a standpoint of Gliva not putting himself in a position.
Gliva looking for a late rally here towards the tail end of this third period. 2-1 riding time secured. So that is 9 straight wins for Lucas Byrd.
A lot of anticipation on how good Danny Pucino could and would be, but he's been everything they would hope for here this year. But Bergland, like we said, great story. Last year, got his opportunity. You love a guy that you know, is enduring. This shows patience. Says my time will come. Well, that was last year. Got in the varsity lineup for the first time in his 5th year in the program. And you know, in this day and age in college athletics of, you know, transfer portal and, hey, if I'm not getting it done somewhere, I'm going to go somewhere else. And Bergland really showing that sometimes patience pays off. An All-American last year in his 5th year, and he's the veteran here. And again, goes out, hits that takedown in the first few seconds. The fast starts for Minnesota has been the difference against the Illini today.
Bergland 11-6 this season at Tech Fall, major decision. Lost to Parker Phileas by an 8-5 decision, as you pointed out, an NCAA All-American. Finished 3rd at the Big Ten Championships last season. From Hugo, Minnesota is Jake Bergland. Bergland, a state champion in Minnesota.
Bergland really tough on top, looking for the tilt there. Nice job by Pucino, fighting out and not giving up 2 points.
Danny Pucino, 13-5 this season, 4 pins and 2 major decisions. Sunday had a 5-1 decision win over Maryland's Cal Miller. And here's the fight from Pucino.
Yeah, this is a nice fight right here because Bergland's used to scoring when he gets that wrist bar arm there in the tilt, and was not able to get at least a 2 count.
Pucino's won 5 in a row, including an incredible pin over Wisconsin's Felix Latini that we saw back here on January 8th to help the Illini over the Badgers in Champaign.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, nice job by Bergland. Got that leg in, pulled back, got the shoulders past 45 degrees for a 4 count and 4 points.
So it is all Jake Bergland on top. They give the 4 to Jake Bergland, 6-0. A commanding lead over Danny Pucino, ranked number 9 in the country. And this would be a statement performance for Jake Bergland. Pucino has a lot of excitement, a lot of momentum behind him, and Bergland's looking to thwart that here at Missouri Pavilion. Under a minute left here in the first period.
Yeah, look at the pressure there by Bergland on top, putting the arm bar behind, looking to try to
use that.
Get that half Nelson in there.
Keep working.
It's going to have to turn here pretty soon, or they need to get him back to their feet because he's just staying parallel, Bergland right now, but he has got...
Stop. I got no one improving. You got to stop it. Neither guy's improving. Neither guy.
It's pretty tough for Pucino to improve when both boots are underneath your thighs. Doesn't allow you to get back to your knees. But Bergland isn't out to the side, able to turn Pucino at all. So the official calls a stalemate and gives him a fresh start.
And look at the riding time, 2 minutes and 40 seconds for Jake Bergland. That is just astounding. Final moments of the first period, a total dominant first for the Golden Gopher in Jake Bergland, the senior.
Yeah, it all started with the boots in, and see he's able to get that reverse headlock right there, get Pucino's back past 45, and the appreciation of the coaches on Bergland forcing his will and his way upon upon Pucino. And that's not what you want to do if you're Pucino, giving up 2. Bergland back on his position where he is so good.
8-0. It has been all Jake Bergland. And Brandon Ingham, he loves having a veteran like Jake Bergland in the lineup at 141. I mean, you think about it, 125, you got Pat McKee, who's an upperclassman, an All-American. Jake Bergland as well, an All-American as well at 141. That is a very quality start when you do begin at 125 for the Golden Gophers.
Yeah, Bergland pretty comfortable here, even though Pucino has him kind of in danger there, but Bergland is able to come around, be in the crotch lift.
Go red. Go red.
Danny Pucino out of Libertyville, Illinois, 13-5 this season. But he's got his hands full with Jake Bergland, riding time over 3 minutes now.
Entire body draping over, suffocating Pucino with this ride. Looking for that near wrist. He'll use his legs to knock the knees out from underneath Pucino, trying to stretch him out.
And you would think, Tim, that, you know, I'm not a mathematician, but this win for Minnesota would clinch the duel for the Golden Gophers.
Yeah, this has been a performance that I think the coaches are really excited for. There's a lot of urgency shown by every Minnesota wrestler. They've come out, they've started fast, and put a performance in that the local fans should be real proud of.
And already riding time has been secured. We're not even into the third period. Second period riding time secured. When have you ever seen that?
Well, it comes with guys like Jake Bergland who get on top, and they continue to knock the knees out from under their opponents, stretch them out, and you know, if they move one way or the other, they're in danger of getting turned. And really great pressure. He's not riding with his legs, even though his legs are in. He's riding with that hip pressure.
And the fans here at Maturi Pavilion giving Jake Bergland quite a favorable response, cheering him on 8-0 over Danny Pucino, who's ranked number 9 in the country. It's one thing to do it to just anybody in the Big Ten. It's another thing to do it to somebody who's in the top 10 of the country. Pucino ranked number 9.
Yeah, I think Bergland's saying, okay, youngin', you're coming into our house, and I am, an old guy that's not going to give up my position. I'm an All-American, and I'm going to force my will on you, and he has this entire match. Great learning experience for Pucino. He's a hard worker, really loves to wrestle, never going to give up, and there he is on that single. But again, nice job of capturing the arm, trying to get in the Merkel position here, and if he does, he's going to have 2.
Bergland looking for 2 points. They did not give it to him just yet.
Yeah, because his left leg was out in front of him. What he wants to do is break that grip of Pucino right there. As long as Pucino has that grip right there. Now, wants to run around.
Still don't give it to
No,
Bergland.
nice job of working around, facing by Pucino, not giving it up.
8-0, the lead for Jake Bergland. This is a quality win for him too. I mean, if he's able to hold on and get this W and get bonus points against a top 10 ranked Danny Pucino of Illinois, that's momentum as we have about a month left in the season before we head to the Big Ten tournament in Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Yes, nice job there, Pucino again. Not giving up, coming back. Very nice takedown there. And, going to keep coming after him.
So 2 points for Danny Pucino, but the escape for Bergland. Riding time has been secured. As it stands right now, it'll be a major decision. We'll see if Pucino decides to shoot to try to limit Bergland's victory to just a decision.
Nice job by Pucino getting out of the 2-on-1 that Bergland has.
And that'll clinch the major decision for Jake Bergland. His 12th win of the year. Jake Bergland with an impressive performance, a major decision victory over number 9 ranked Danny Pucino.